Today is a good day. Today is a very good day. The Holley EFI is finally here. It's like 20 degrees outside. It's cold. We have a special guest coming over too today. If you could tell, there's another Bald Eagle machine in the built garage. We're gonna actually change the oil pump on this one. So my goal is to put the wideband sensor and then the main harness kind of up here, get it all hung over, and then we'll worry about, you know, placement and stuff. So I'm not doing anything crazy today on it. We're just kind of getting her ready, getting her prepared. So we're gonna do that. Look at shit. Oh yeah, getting a little T-Rex yelling going on here. Woo. So I'm gonna pull this all out, and then I'll come back to you when we're getting some of this plugged in and stuff. And that'll work. I'm excited. Alrighty. Another update. The battery died. I had to charge it, and this one's also 30% battery, so that's not cool. I guess my charger's not working. I got most of it wired up. It's a mess still here on this side. You got the coolant sense temper in. I got my mat sensor in, my IC or IT. You'll notice if you're doing a drive-by wire though, these three right here. So one is a fuel or TPS, which you don't use, and then you have the idle air control, which you don't use, and this is just the fuel pressure for a Holley fuel pressure reader or gauge. So these three I don't use, so I'm going to loom them up, tape them up good, because I have a drive-by wire, and it comes with the drive-by wire cable, which is massive, which goes into the Holley EFI. So here's the plug for the Holley, and that plug right down there, that goes to the gas pedal. And then this right here, I don't know where this goes yet. I haven't read it that far, but I'm pretty sure it's just an ignition switch to tell it to turn on the gas pedal, kind of like the other one did. So the old drive-by-wire module is right here. You have a computer, the ECU, and then you have a tiny little, you got this little iPad mini. No. Oh, way at the bottom. This thing right here. This is your TPS. Not your TPS. Your drive-by-wire, your throttle body control for the electric gas pedal. And that was mounted ugly in the driver's side. And that gets eliminated because the Holley EFI itself does everything all in one. So make sure when you're buying your Holley EFI, you have the right one. Because if you don't have a drive-by wire, you don't need the extra $200. And it comes with the kit either way, so you're saving $1,400. But for Sean's, for example, his is drive-by cable. And you'll notice on his, you've got your idle air control and your TPS, because you have to set your position once you get it warmed up and stuff manually. An electronic one does it all for you. So you can tell he's got his all up, and he doesn't have his fuel line used because we're not using that. He's got his own. We got his own little fuel going on here, and the MAT is still obviously you need. So make sure you do that. Make sure you get the right one, because that one is like $12.90, something like, it's cheaper than mine. But mine is a Max. So the Max, if you have if you want to do like a transmission controller or a drive-by-wire system, you have to have, hold up, let me cut this open with the pliers, because I don't know where my knife's at. Don't judge. We've all been there. We've all done this. So the difference between his and mine is my EFI computer is a little bit bigger. It's like his is about right where my thumb's at is where his stops, because mine needs the extra. You get power, the motor itself, power from the battery, computer stuff, and then you have these extra two. One's a transmission controller, and the other one is a drive-by-wire setup. So that's why mine has this. It's a little bit longer. That's pretty much what you're paying for extra, is that. So yeah, just make sure you get that, because don't freak out thinking you have the other one. That's why you also read the instructions. I've learned that the hard way. So I got it all done. We'll route this in the hole. It also even says to use a 2-inch circular hole, cutting hole for the thing. I don't know what size I use. Mine's a little bit smaller than that. So I had to do the harness backwards, which isn't that big of a deal for me. I used I used a 2 1/8. So yeah. Oh, maybe it's the rubber grommet I put around it that made it tough. But I did notice if I pulled that rubber grommet off, I'd be able to. I don't have an actual grommet thing, but when I do the hole in here, I'll get 2 1/8-inch grommets and stick them on the harness and do it from the back from the car into that, and then that way it's airtight. But yeah, we're getting there, guys. I'm gonna put y'all back on the charger now. Just kind of tidy up the wires real quick and put the injector wires on. Then we had to get into the intake. Not the intake, the fan control module, fuel pump control module, and basically run them off relays. I'm still going to run them off relays. I think this is a safer way to do it. Holley says it can run a 60 PSI pump by itself, but it's, if anything higher, you want to do a relay, and I'm planning on going like E eventually, so we're going to just run it off a relay. That way I never have to worry about it. It'll be one wire from here going all the way back. I can snip the Holley EFI wire nice and cut, nice and tight, and then run the wire to the back for the fuel pump. Well, I'm going to mate it. I'm going to actually be mating it to the wire that I already have. And then we'll go from there. I have a fuse on there too, so I'd rather have a fuse just in case something goes wrong. But yeah, guys, it's not bad. The hardest part for my application, let me get my handy dandy LED here, was back here. I had to take my time wiring up the cam position oil cylinder and all that. Just took my time, made sure it didn't get in the way. But yeah, it's a tight fit in there. It fits though. Took my time, got it knocked out. I was going to paint this intake, but I'm gonna order that Holley low profile. It looks really good and it's modular, so it doesn't have that thing in the back You can't really see mine because it's tucked in. I think you can see Rashawn's though. It's like tucked in the back. Right. A little, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little wire plugged in the back. It's like a little nub for like a brake booster and a another air temp or manifold pressure sensor, and then the map sensor. The intake that I'm gonna get though is flat back here, and it's modular, so it has the spot for the rubber grommet for the map, so you just slide the map in, and then it's got 2 threaded like MPTs where you can thread in like a 90 for a brake booster or cap them off like I want to do. So I'm gonna do that later on because these are truck fuel rails mounted to an F body, and I'm just gonna keep this. Maybe throw it on Heather's swap because it'll be perfect for, you know, what we're gonna going to it. Turn this all low profile, and then eventually, because I'm going straight Holley EFI on her build. Like, I'm not doing this truck harness crap anymore. But we'll get it all cleaned up real quick. I'm gonna cut it here. This video is actually kind of long. I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna put it in a part 2. That way you guys are attention span like I am. You can watch like a 10-minute video, 11-minute video, and we'll go to the next video. So I'll cut this one here, and then we'll go into, I'll have everything done, and then we'll go into the relay part, or the fuel pump part, the interior part, and we'll go from there. So I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I'm pumped. I'm excited. First of all, but I mean, it's dark in here, but look at that. Look at the freaking room for a turbo. Turbo. Indeed. Turbo. Wow, that is a lot of room for a turbo, huh? Battery's gonna be in the back too. We might be boosting this thing soon. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Bye, guys. That's it for now. I can put it back on the ground so I can push it because you gotta take your starter off. I can put the starter back on. I'll put the starter back on, put that wheel back on, put it on the ground, do everything else. Actually, I gotta leave it in the ground. I'm just gonna work on it. We'll part 2 it here, end it here. You guys have a good one. I'm done. I'm gonna charge y'all.